All right, happy Monday, Inspire Beauty. Tonight, I'm gonna kick off with just a couple of announcements, and then I'll share a screen and dive into what I hope is helpful. What I hope is a helpful, Christine, you're cracking me up, I love it. Christine just sent me a private message. Oh, we got you, girl. She's finishing up mama jobs right now, then she'll turn her video on. Love you, friend. What I hope tonight to be a useful call for February. It's been a hot minute since I've talked to you guys about inviting and the actual process, and we hear it all the time, like invite, just invite people. But like sometimes it's like, okay, but seriously, how do I do the dang thing? And so tonight I want to walk you through that. But before that, number one, shouting you guys out. I just told Charlie in passing, I went back in the archives because I love doing that. I love going back and looking back at like how far our team has come and how far we've come. Last February, there were 3 Team Cup teams, and I look back on who those teams were made up of, and I think of where those people were in their businesses at the time, and they were like little baby teams, just like little baby teams, you know? And now I look at the teams that we have going. We have double that, you guys. Last February, we only had 3 Team Cup teams representing Inspire Beauty, and this year, a year later, we have 6. So it's pretty cool to see that grow year after year. Just really cool. And I want to pause for a moment and shout that out because that's what it's about, right? It's about getting more people around the fire. If you haven't printed out, if you're on this call and you're not part of Team Cup, I don't know what you're doing with your life. But welcome. I'm glad you're here. No, I'm pretty sure all of you guys are on Team Cup, but we've got our team challenge printouts. Make sure you're printing that out. And this is your job. I posted a bonus challenge. Yes, Tiff, I love it. Just got it right there on hand. I posted your first bonus challenge, which will be posted randomly, not every day, but there will be bonus challenges throughout the month. And I posted the first one for 25 points on the team page today, and that was to share your February goals with us. So make sure you tag your Team Cup people so that everyone in your Team Cup team can earn as many bonus points as possible. But you can already start tracking your workout, your Shakeology, if you got on Win the Morning Zoom, and all the fun things in between. You can also be tracking the fact that you got on your team training tonight or watching the National Wake Up Call, things like that, okay? Give me one second. Yep, okay. So make sure that you've got that printed out and that you're doing that. Those are due. Your points are due every week on Sundays to your Team Cup captains, okay? So the person that enrolled you for Team Cup, every Sunday, it's your job. They don't need to hunt you down. Reach out to them and say, hey, I'm at 726 points. And then they'll be like, cool. Every week, you guys, here's a kicker. Give them the new updated total, not like week 1 total plus week 2 numbers, right? Just every week say, this is my new total for the month, okay? So that by week 4, you just have your total, okay? So every Sunday, those are due. And then let me go ahead and share my screen because I think the last little announcement, shout out, will be part of the presentation, and we'll kick this off. So you guys, lives changed in January. Check out this leaderboard. Love seeing Amanda and Sarah get their faces up here in Achieving Success Club in the final weekend. Loved that. Annie made some big waves in her business. Andrea got her name up here at the last second. So many lives were being changed, you guys, in January. And my biggest goal, I want to see 15 faces up here, meaning you've hit Success Club, and I get to reward you by putting your picture on the banner. Yeah, I want 15. I look back at August. I believe in August, which we had a rocking month in August the last time there was a Team Cup, and there were 12. So I believe, like I just said, our team's growing, right? Year after year, our team's growing and doing bigger and better things. I believe we can beat our best, and our best was August of 2020 with 12 people who achieved Success Club 5 or higher. So we're gonna, not to mention all the other names that are gonna get on the board for helping 1 or 2 lives, right? But our goal is to help 3 people. So let me talk us through the system that we do this by. Let me make this a little smaller so that you can see the whole thing. So inviting, you guys, is a step-by-step system. And today I'm going to walk you through 6 steps. Now, here's the deal. Most of us, most coaches that I talk to get so stuck, okay, on sending the actual invite that the process of inviting, you're not even doing. So if tonight you realize, like, oh no, like I have my nephew's at this place. My youngest nephew, he's just walking now, and he's so little and cute and learning all the things. Anyway, that's his newest thing. He goes, "Oh no!" So I feel like I sounded just like him when I said that. But oh no, if you're not sending the invite, man, you can't even learn how to understand people's struggles. You can't learn how to be able to provide solutions. You can't navigate how people pick a path to get started. And then the entire like prize is helping somebody join you with a challenge pack and get in your boot camp, right? And so if you're not even willing to send the invite, I mean, look at how much you're missing of the process, right? The other end of the spectrum is some of us send a lot of invites out, right? And maybe you're in this ballpark where you're like, man, I sent out hundreds of invites in January and crickets. Okay, just because you're sending a mass number of invites doesn't mean that it's going to translate into Success Club points, right? The invites have to be to the right people in the right moment in their season where they're ready to open up to you and share their struggles, and you being the beacon of hope and a solution for them to join you, right? So let's start off with a little inventory because you know that's my jam. You know I always want to check in on ourselves first. So step one, we're going to do a little coach of self inventory. Are you following a program 100%? Are you drinking Shakeology daily? Do you have a nutrition plan that works for you? Are you currently reading a book for personal or professional development? And are you sharing all of this on a daily basis on social media in some way, shape, or form? If there is a single thing you answered no to, I'm going to highly nudge you that you get back to the basics, especially if it, if it's like, oh, I forget my shakes a little bit, like some of us have gone through those seasons where like, man, I got to get better about having my shake every day, right? Like challenge yourself. Okay, February is the month I'm going to check off 28 boxes of 28 for 28 shakes, right? But if it's like, I am not following a program, I am definitely not plugged into my nutrition, haven't read a book in I don't know how long, and I am so afraid to share, well, then you got to get back to the basics of coaching, which is learning how to coach yourself. Now, I think if you're on this call, you probably have a pretty good grasp of that. Okay. But before, I always want to note this because if we're helping our coaches to be successful, right? This isn't just me speaking to you, but I know that you'll leave this call and you have the power to now go to your teams and your people and help them. And so when you're talking to them, these are the things that they have to get really freaking good at before helping others. And also, you don't have to wait till you have it all together, guys. I also want to break this lie down. You don't have to wait till you have it all together to be able to coach others. But at this stage, if you're having a hard time coaching yourself, maybe the people that join you need to join you so that you have the accountability to show up. Does that make sense? So it becomes more of a do this with me sort of thing versus a I know you need help and I'm here to help you, right? So maybe you feel yourself struggling. Then the line, do this with me. I'd love for you to do this with me needs to be like on loop with your mouth and your thumbs on a daily basis as you're sending out messages. I'd love for you to do this with me because I need the accountability. Okay. But let's say you're rocking it. Let's do a little coach of others inventory. Do you have a bod group open right now? Or if you're a newer coach, do you have a upline coach's permission to co-admin a bod group with them? Are you co-leading a bod group with them? Does the content or theme or focus of February excite you so, so much? Are you like sold out excited to talk about your February bootcamp? Yes or no? Are you posting in your bod group daily? Are you consistently showing up in there giving value? And does your bod group match your brochure? Meaning, if you're advertising that every week I give you a meal plan and every week I'm going to do this and every week I'm doing that, does that actually happen? Or are you just saying it's going to happen and you're waiting until there's quote unquote more people in your bod group to actually do those things, right? I want it to actually match the brochure that you're giving people when you advertise. Are your customers and coaches having success in their fitness and business? Yes or no? Is it about people or is it about points? Are you trying to help 3 people get started on their journey this month, or are you trying to achieve SC5? There's a difference. They're same, but they're different. It's just a different mentality. And do you have a system in place for welcoming in a new challenger or coach and helping them get started? So this is you coaching others and a quick inventory. I mean, how many people, I can't see all of you guys right now, but like show of hands, is there anyone that needs to work on any of these areas that you feel like, okay, there were a couple no's? Yeah, yeah. And if you answered no, I'm encouraging you tonight, look at what's falling through the cracks, right? Which one of these was a no? Like, okay, you know what? My customers and coaches aren't having success. So I really want to look at how I can help make that happen. You know, I don't have a system in place. So when somebody does buy a challenge pack, I don't really know what to do with them next other than add them to my bod group. Do you have a welcome email you send them? Do you get on the phone with them and walk them through bod and the app and help pick a program? Like, what's your process so that they know how to get started and they don't feel like they're left hanging, right? Our JOB is to help others get results. And this happens in our accountability communities. So how can you level up in this area? Jot that down as you're taking notes so that you can be aware of it. Okay, so step one is checking ourselves at the door, right? Step two is actually sending the invite. Actually sending the invite. Inviting my friends is not the same as posting on social media. I got that wrong for too long in my business where I thought if I just posted, people were gonna come flock to me. It didn't happen. Okay, the other thing is if you don't have a list, if you don't know who you're talking to, you don't have a business. You're just like grasping for straws, throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks. You need to have a master list that you're working from of people that you're building relationships with and having conversations with and that you think would be amazing teammates or amazing challenge group participants, right? Inviting happens in one-on-one private messages. Some of you might be like, hashtag duh, but when I started out as a coach, no one really said that to me. And so I'm being very clear about it. The dirty work of getting to SC happens when no one else sees it. No one sees the conversations. No one sees the hard work that's happening behind the scenes, right? It's not flashy on social, it's behind the scenes. And I'm deciding who I'm inviting based off of who's loving and supporting my journey, who's watching it, maybe from the sidelines. I know people who would benefit from it. And then, of course, people who are on my list, who I'm building relationships with, as well as maybe in the past they've told me they were interested. So one of my tips here is figure out your goal for each month. We shared them on the team page earlier. A lot of you guys said that you wanted to, help 5 people. By the way, one thing that I shared in some one-on-ones last Wednesday was for the new month, whenever it starts, and you can see it kind of behind me over my shoulder here, I have a little whiteboard. I write February 2021, and then I put the numbers, and I have numbers blank 1 through 10. And so I'm working to fill in 10 spots. So if your goal was to help 5 people, somewhere in your face, on a whiteboard, on a sticky note that you'll put on your computer, I don't know what that is for you, but I want that in your face every day where you have those blank spots. If it's 5 blank spots, and you are putting names in those spots this month, right? That way it's in your face. So decide what that is, but then you need to decide how many people you're going to be inviting daily based on that goal. So for example, if you're trying to help 3 people get started, but the entire month of February, you only invite 10 people the whole month, it's not going to happen, right? We think, they say for every 10 people you reach out to and invite, 1 person's going to be interested. And again, you guys, interested in more information, not ready to buy a challenge pack. I want to reiterate the top of this. Just because you send the invite and just because they say yes, they want more info, doesn't mean you're going to navigate them all the way to step 6. Not everybody gets all the way through the funnel. So the better odds are invite more people, right? So a couple invites that are working for me really well right now is coming from my stories. If it's somebody that I've been inviting a long time and they're still watching my stories, I might be a little bit quicker with this. More like, hey girl, there's a spot for you this month. Are you ready yet? It might just be really short and sweet and to the point. But remember that we're on social media first to connect with people. So if we want more eyes on our stories, we need to start connecting outside of our stories more often with people. Okay, so go into your social media with this mentality of being a professional friend maker. Get out there, sprinkle love and light on others first, and then their eyes are going to want to come back to your stories because of the impact you're making on them outside of it, right? So this is just a sample, and I love a good greeting, you guys. Like, I'm like teacher by heart, so I like to open it up. I don't want to just like throw something at somebody. I like to like, hey, I hope you had a great weekend or whatever. So this is just a sample invite, and I can actually, let me see if I can copy this, if this will actually work, to put in the chat for you guys, and then you can put these in your notepads to save and tweak. Let's see, did that work? Yep. Here you go. So I'm just telling them I hope they had an amazing weekend. I can't believe that, it's already February. And then I wasn't sure if you saw, but I'm getting some ladies started for our boot camp in February, and I wanted to extend the invite. This line right here, I wanted to share with you guys because I think it's important that we're talking about what we can give them. Why do you love this boot camp? Like, why are you not just another invite in their inbox? And so this line I put in here, this month I'm really focused on helping the girls in our sisterhood. And then you fill in the blank. I gave some examples. This month I'm really focused on helping the girls in our sisterhood cultivate consistency in their morning routine. Does that sound like it's up your alley? This month, I'm really focused on helping the girls in our sisterhood develop a daily self-love practice. Does that sound like it's up your alley? This month, I'm really focused on helping the girls in our sisterhood find time in their day for their fitness. Does this sound like it'd be up your alley, right? So figure out what is that one thing or what's that one liner, and you can share them in the chat. I'm sure you already can have some wheels turning right now. What is the thing you're focused on helping your girls do this month? And then fill that line in, make it something that you can just say like an elevator pitch. Man, I'm just really sold out on helping women cultivate consistency in their morning routine. I just, and I can't help but think maybe that'd be something you'd love to do. Does this sound like it's up your alley, right? You can also invite from any post. In the beginning, I used to think, oh my God, I can only invite when it's a call to action or it's like a transformation. I can't invite any other time. Guys, at any point in time, you can slip into somebody's DMs and thank them so much for engaging with your posts, and also let them know that your doors are open for them if they should need them, right? So many times I get new women into the sisterhood simply because I extended the reach out because I was so grateful for them showing me love on my posts. So daily posting this month is going to be the glue that's building trust and forming relationships. But remember that your post should not only just be about Beachbody, right? You can invite though off of any type of post. So for example, you could just say, hey, I just want to pop in and say thank you for engaging in my posts, making me feel like I'm providing value out in the social media world. And then if you ever want to join my boot camps, it's an open invitation, right? Like you can always slide that in there, and it's a little softer of an invite than like, what do you think about trying out Beachbody on demand, right? I feel like it's a little softer. And then you can always get in there for health related posts and let them know that you appreciate them, that you appreciate the support and you hope they're doing well. And if they ever want to join one of your groups, it's always an open invitation, right? I used this one on a couple people last week, and I actually have like great conversations going with them right now. So I'm giving you guys scripts that I'm physically using and continually tweaking. These are continually being tweaked to improve based on data. So I like to send out invites, you guys, to see how it goes. I'll send out invites and I'm like, dang, no one wanted information. Was it my wording? And then I go back and I fix it. And so I want you guys to release this idea of like, oh God, inviting's so scary. Like, no, it's not. It's only scary because you make it so, right? Because somebody invited you and your life was freaking transformed from it. So what a gift. The other thing is, when you are using this as just, I'm just going to keep getting better at my craft, right? It's like if Autumn today told you to do some crazy move on the track, you'd probably try it with hopes that maybe next week you're better at it. And then the next go around, you're better at it. And the next go around, you get even better and stronger at it. This is the same muscle that you're working. You're working your muscle as a coach, inviting others. Okay, so you've actually sent the invites. I've got so many out there, and I'm constantly giving you guys new ones that I'm thinking of. So you're trying that out. You're sending them, you're tweaking. Somebody says, yes, I'm interested. I want to hear more. This is where I pause and I get really excited for them. Okay, because the second that they want more information, that's the green light that I was looking for, right? And so I want to be super, super excited for them. So usually I will switch to a voice memo at this point. Most of my invites are in text form. But then at this point, I might switch to a voice memo and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm literally so excited I asked you today. Okay, talk to me. What are you struggling with right now? And just get so excited. Right? One of my lines that I use, I actually don't ask them about their struggles typically in their inbox. Usually I say something along the lines of, oh my gosh, I'm just so excited that I asked. I'm so excited that you want more info. What email would be best? Because I personally take everything back to my email, and it works for me, and it's worked for me for a very long time. So I do that. But if you want to stay in the inbox for a hot second and park it there at them, do it, man. But again, be excited for them. When they answer you, they tell you, I'm really struggling with having any motivation right now. Like I literally know I should work out, but I'm just not working out. Then again, you get back in a voice memo and you let them know that they're not alone. That you totally relate. I talked with my girls last week about this, about feel, felt, found. The feel, felt, found method is you let them know you understand how they feel, relate to them, you felt the same way, and then you tell them what you found as a solution, right? And so you kind of give this feel, felt, found method with them and just kind of letting them know how this group would be great for them. So if they say, I'm just really struggling with motivation, I haven't been able to work out at all, and at all since having my baby, and I know I should, but I just can't seem to get in a rhythm of it. You know what, sister? I get it. Like, I mean, I don't get it. You are a superhero. Like, I don't even know. There's a special place in heaven for moms. Like, y'all are amazing. I don't know how you do it. But I will tell you that there are women in my boot camp that are new mamas and they're crushing it. I mean, literally, it's not pretty at all. But I want you to know that there's other women out there in this community that would be like rallying around you and supporting you in a similar season. Can I send you more info about that? Can I send you, what email would be best? Right? And so I get in there and I even if I don't know the experience, right? Like I'm not a mom yet, so I can't say, oh my God, I get it, right? There are certain things I don't get, but I can find somebody that I can tell them a story about or I can relate it back to. Okay. In our team page, I will like put a pause here. The exact email I send with information and my questionnaire is in the team page under the files section. It's called the inviting system process. And literally, if you want to copy my email verbatim, it is in there, okay? This is the questionnaire that I have, but you can add questions to your email, or if you're just trying to stay in Messenger, you can ask questions like this. I feel like when I give them a chance to answer a questionnaire and be thoughtful, I get better answers, right? Because I don't know what someone's doing on the other end of this phone. I don't know if they're busy right now. I don't know if they're like at the mall and like answering me in between things or what. Like I don't know. So I like to be able to give somebody a second. Hey, there's a questionnaire at the end. I want you to take a second, fill it out. Once I get it back from you, we can chat more. Right? And so I give people the expectation of what's next. Every time I'm navigating a conversation, you guys, I want them to know what is going to happen next from them and from me. So when I say what email would be best, they give me their email and I say, okay, awesome. I just sent you the email. At the bottom, there's a questionnaire. I want you to fill it out. And when I hear back from you, then we can talk some more about the boot camp. Okay, so I let them know what I want them to do at every stage in the game. So I want you to ask yourself, as you're going through this invite process, do your people know what they need to do next? Are you navigating the conversation? Are you driving the car, or are you crossing your fingers and hoping that they just say, here, take my money, right? You've got to drive the car. If at any point someone does not do the thing I want them to do next, I'm in their inbox following up with them saying, hey, I hope you had an awesome weekend. I know things are crazy. I was kind of unplugged from my phone too. Did you get my email? Did you have a chance to look that over? Or do you need me to resend it? Right? And I get back in their inbox. Okay? So next is after we get their emails, I'm going to work to provide a solution for this person. I want you to note that step 4 is the longest part of this invitation process. It takes me 2 seconds to invite somebody. It takes them 2 seconds to tell me yes. It takes us 2 more seconds to give me their email and I send them the form. And then maybe it takes, anywhere from 5 minutes to 24 hours to send me back their questionnaire, right? Now this is where I have to take a lot of time. So I want you to know that when I get to this process, there's no scripting. I can't give you a script for this because every time I go to a conversation that I've recently navigated, they're all different. They're all organic, right? Because they're living, breathing people who have problems that I'm trying to help them navigate through. So I go back and forth with people quite a bit. And a lot of times, once I get their goals back and I maybe ask some more clarifying questions for them, from there, I might switch back over out of my inbox, out of my email, back over to a messenger so I can use my voice memo again. Or I get them on the phone. I try to do one or the other because I feel like this part, when I'm really navigating what they're struggling with, it's key that they can hear my voice because that builds trust It lets them know that I'm there for them and I'm going to walk them through this, right? So I'm in the business of building trust with people during this process too. One thing I don't really ask is like, what is your goal? You know, like a lot of times I kind of want to go back to this really quick when we're at step 3. At first, I titled this step 3 goals. And I was like, no, that's not actually right. And I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. Goals is scary. If I was like, you know, like for us, we're coaches, we talk in that terminology and we get it. But for most new people, goal setting is not a thing, and it just feels daunting. So instead of asking, what are your goals, when somebody says, you know, oh, yeah, I'm really interested, instead of that, I flip it and I say, what are you struggling with right now? Because people can answer that a lot easier than they can about what their goal is, right? So I just want you to like take note of verbiage too. Ask more clarifying questions. If somebody tells you, for example, that they're really struggling with motivation, ask them, is it because the program that the workouts you've tried, just you got bored with it? Did you struggle with motivation because something happened in life? Do you struggle with motivation just because of like sleep schedule? Like talk to me a little bit about where this is coming from and ask more clarifying questions so you can really get to the root of what they're saying. A lot of times I love to share video screen recordings. I'll go into BOD, I will screen record BOD, and I'll walk them through it. And I'll show them, here's Morning Meltdown 100. Look at the programs. I'll navigate the app for them. And then I'll send them that recording so that they can see it for themselves, so they can get inside Beachbody On Demand and look at the programs. Sometimes I offer sample workouts. Last week, I gave a girl 2 workouts. I said, you know, you said you wanted to try 9-week Control Freak. I'm not sure if it's the right program for you right now, but here's a sample of it. But I also want you to sample 21-day fix. Here's a sample of that one. She tried 9-week Control Freak and came back immediately and said that was a little, I was a little, you know, bold in saying that one, right? It wasn't right for her. And then I said, okay, when do you have time to try 21-day fix? When is it on your radar? She's like, I'll try it on Tuesday. Okay, I'm going to follow up with you after Tuesday. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Do not kill yourself, right? And she did that one and she loved it. So sometimes we have to like, this is a time consuming process because I'm really trying to find the thing that this person's going to have success with versus buy this challenge pack and we'll figure it out later. I want them to know right away. She told me in her form that she wanted 9-week Control Freak. She had no idea what she wanted, but I'm the coach and I know this program and I know what it's doing for me in my fitness, and I'm watching other people do it too. So I know that if she's a brand new beginner, it might not be right for her, right? And so we can also be bold as coaches and really recommend what we really think someone's going to be successful with. And I always share the value before I share the price. I know that when you tell somebody, hey, do you want more information about my boot camp? A lot of times people might come back and say, how much does it cost? Never have I ever had success with somebody asking that question and telling them right away. If I tell them it's $160 for a challenge pack, literally have never sold a challenge pack from that. So if somebody comes back and says, how much does it cost? I say, well, there are a lot of different options to get you started. I'd love to hear more about what you're looking to do, maybe what you're struggling with, what your goals are. Can I send you an email? And that gets me off the hook of having to try to navigate cost before I know they're ready. They're not ready to talk about cost yet. I don't even know if they're ready to be in the group yet. Right? So show them the value and don't be afraid to push that back, knowing that you will get to price at some point. You're not trying to hide the price. It's just you've got to make sure it's the right part of the conversation. So when I'm in part 4.2, providing a solution, the solution with Beachbody is fitness, nutrition, support, or community, right? But I want you to find your elevator pitches for this. Like, what is the fitness solution that they're getting? What is the nutrition solution they're getting? What is the community solution they're getting? And so this is just an example of something I might say to somebody when, you know, we're at the point where I've talked about what they're struggling with, and I'm trying to bridge myself from where they're struggling to, can we talk about a challenge pack? And so I'm going to bridge that gap. And so I tell them what their packs are going to come with. I'm letting them know the value, what they're going to get when they join me. So I let them know that they get a full year access to the workout app. And all the workouts too. When you finish one, you can pick another or repeat. It's up to you, but you'll get the access for a year. I'm letting them know about their fitness. You get access to my Self-Care Sisterhood support community. I'm here daily cheering you on and offering tips, support, tools. You'll get a meal plan from me every week, as well as a weekly check-in email. And of course, one-on-one support whenever you need it. I'm here to help you. And then I talk about the nutrition programs. You get access to 2 programs, decide which path is best for you, and learn more about your habits in the kitchen. And then you get to pick your supplements for the first month too. So this is just a little blurb of how I can, again, sometimes we say like, how do I bridge it? You know, they told me their goals and it sounds like this is right for them. And I want to talk about the pricing, but I just don't know how to bridge the gap. This is how I do it. I go in and I share everything that they're going to get. I give them the value, and then I ask a really important question. I'm going to put this in the chat. So again, you guys can add this to your notepad. Hopefully it all uploads. But I ask a really important question. And I put it bigger, bolder, and in white so you can see it. Can we walk through the pack options and pricing? How does that sound? Can we walk through it? Right? So I'm going to tell them everything they're getting. I know their goals. I know where they're struggling. I've already told them how I think this is going to help them. I've showed them BOD. I've really walked through. I've given them sample workouts. And at this point, how does that sound? Can I walk through the pack options with you? And when they tell you, yeah, that it sounds good, let's walk through it, I have the green light to talk about money now, right? So I want you guys to start getting comfortable with asking this question when you are ready to bridge the gap. How does everything sound so far? Can we walk through the options, or do you have any questions for me yet? Right? Okay, we're getting there, you guys. Picking a path. I originally, again, I originally had written down pricing options. No, it's not so much about pricing options as it is picking a path. So I want my people to always be in the driver's seat. I want them to make the choice, not me to join me. When they feel empowered that they're making the choice, they're going to pick. It's just like when you go to Starbucks and you are empowered to pick between a tall, a grande, or a venti. You feel good about your life choices, don't you? Right. So this is the same thing. You're giving them the power to pick which pack do you want. So I tell them there's 3 options to pick from. Now, you can cater this towards any program. So like the other day, I enrolled somebody with a Morning Meltdown 100 pack. So I changed this to be Morning Meltdown 100. I put in here the B100 journal. I catered it. I tweaked it slightly to be the thing for the program. And then of course I changed the prices to be the prices that the program is. Okay. But I give them the 3 options. The first option is the Shakeology Challenge Pack. The second option is the same as above, but instead of Shakeology, you swap it for Energize and a tub of Recover that you can use for after challenging workouts. And both of these are my favorite. The pack is the same as above, on sale for $199. Okay, so option 1, Shakeology pack. Option 2, Performance pack. Option 3, my friends, is all of the above. It's the deluxe pack, right? So they get Shakeology, Energize, and Recover, and everything else listed, normally $279, but on sale for $259. If you are on Team Cup and you got your promo codes today, you can even say, and on top of all that, I have a $10 off coupon that I would love to give you. If you're willing, if you're ready to go today, then I can tack that on and it'd actually only be $189 or $240 or whatever that looks like, right? So I give them these options. But again, this question will change the game for you. You're not going to say, we're not asking yes or no questions. I'm not asking, do you want to join me? Yes or no, right? Will you be my Valentine? Yes or no? No, I'm asking which one sounds most doable for you. At this point, they are not telling me yes or no. They're telling me a pack, right? And so again, it just comes down to the wording. I'm going to give this to you. Again, you can put this in your notepad. But this is just phrasing. Instead of asking yes or no questions, I'm asking which one's doable. And if they come back, you guys, there are people that will come back and they'll say, you know what, none of those are doable. This is good news. Okay, because guess what? We have cheaper options. We have the annual pack for $160. We have the quarterly pack for $140. And if they just want BOD, there's $99. And then the 6 and the 3-month options as well, right? So like we can literally keep going down. But if you start with a free BOD trial and a 3-month membership, you have nowhere to go if they tell you no. So why not start really high and then go lower when they tell you it's too expensive, right? So make sure that you're not starting so small. Yeah, there's room to breathe here if this is not in someone's budget. And this, when I ask this question, sometimes it does come back that no, it's just not doable. Okay, let's navigate this. And again, if somebody at this point doesn't answer you, that's your cue that you go in and follow up and say, hey, talk to me. Do any of those seem doable, or do we need to navigate maybe a different pack option or taking it down a level, right? Be the one in the driver's seat of the conversation. Okay, step 6. So they've picked their path. They said, you know what? I'm going to do option 1. Sounds good. I love it. And you're like, okay, awesome. I'm so pumped. I just need 3 things from you to get you ready. And then I'm going to set up a share cart for you. These are the 3 things you always want to do. You want to know what email they're enrolling under. You want to know what flavors they want. And you want to know which way they want to enroll. Okay? I'm going to show you something really quick that I send out. And one of these I send out to everybody, and one of these is brand spanking new. So this Shakeology and Performance Option graphic, I send out to everybody. I never, ever, 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 ever type the flavors that we have. When I say, I just need to pick your flavors, I literally send them this graphic. And if they said they wanted Shakeology, I say, okay, go ahead and tell me which Shakeology flavor you want, either in the single flavor bag or the combo box in the bottom. Just pick one. If they're getting energize and recover, I let them know, okay, cool, awesome. Pick a flavor from this picture, from the right column. Just so you know, my 2 faves are lemon and fruit punch, depends on my mood, and I love chocolate whey recover, right? Like I'll give them a recommendation, but I send the graphic to do the talking for me. This is going to be our new BFF here. I made this today for our team, and I'm gonna post it on the team page so that you can beg, borrow, and steal it, please. Everyone should get the last question. This is a training I've done through and through for years now. And everyone who has grown their team and their community and been able to train new coaches has done this. When they get to a share cart, they never decide for that person if they want to enroll as a customer or a coach. They ask them. And so I want you to get in the rhythm that this is part of your process, that there's 3 ways that they can get started. Now, this is going to change a little bit, you guys. These options are going to change slightly when we have the new VIP customer, or whatever they're calling it, preferred customer, that's coming in the spring. Okay, but for right now, the verbiage stays. So customer is just regular customer. They get goal setting, they get access to the sisterhood, they get monthly themes, spirit weeks, weekly check-ins and meal plans, tools and tips, community, connection, accountability, and me as your coach. Cool. Option 2 is to join our team. This is basically a discount coach, my friends, but look at all the things our team gives. It gives all of option 1, plus you get access to this, to our team. You get access to theme challenges we do and giveaways, 25% savings on products, long-term accountability. Coaches get the best results. Early access to product and program launches, team get-togethers and events, virtual meetups, book clubs. We have our Win the Morning virtual workouts, self-paced coach university, and the option to invite others to join you, and the option to get your products paid for if you choose. That's what it looks like to be a coach on Inspire Beauty. The 3rd level is all of option 1, all of option 2, and then you're building a business, right, in some capacity. So this is a really great graphic to give them at the end when you're saying, okay, I need your email, we're gonna pick your flavors, and then I wanna know which pathway you wanna get started. Customer, joining my team, or leveling up and being one of my business builders, right? And most people are probably gonna pick between 1 and 2, but when you give them this option, they see possibility. They see potential that maybe they never even thought of or thought they could do before. And so you're opening up people's eyes. So I really want these 2 graphics to kind of be a thing that you start to use instead of speaking and just trying to like tell everybody all the things. Okay, but this is, I will give you the scripting here for how simple you can talk about coaching. It's so simple. 3 ways to get you started. I always recommend the 2nd or 3rd option because coaches get the best results. I'm proof of that, and our team is the jam. We have coaches who are working on themselves, and we have coaches that help guide and support others on their journey. It's free the first month, and then $15 a month if you wish to continue. Plus, it'll give you 25% off future orders and totally worth it. Which way do you want to go? Again, I asked this. The other day I asked somebody, she's like, I think I just want to be a customer to start. Cool, love it. I'll circle back if ever you want to upgrade, right? And then the last thing with the share cart is once I give them the share cart, I've got their flavors, I've got how they're starting, I know what they're getting. I send them the share cart and I let them know what I need them to do. I don't just hope that they'll do the share cart. No, I let them know that they need to, finish everything up on their end. And I want them to let me know when they're done so I can double check. Okay. And then if you ever add something, right? So let's say they do the Shakeology pack, add in a tub of Energize and just let them know it's my favorite. It was on promo, so I added it to your cart. Feel free to take it out if you want. I just wanted to share it with you, right? The worst they can do is take the Energize out of their cart, right? Hey, I tossed in a box of Beach Bars. They're literally my favorite because snack accidents happen, right? Feel free to take it out. Just wanted to share it with you. Always upsell them on one extra product. What's the worst they can do? Again, take it out of their cart and they'll move on, right? When your heart is in the right place, that you genuinely love the product you're sharing with them, which I do. I literally added this because I love it and you're not getting it, but I think you're going to want it. It comes off totally different than, just trying to add something to somebody's cart, right? So add something that you truly are sold out about and then convey that forward. Other side note that I'm going to say with this last one is I send share cards and people don't do them. It happens, right? So, for example, last week I sent a share card to somebody and I had assumed that she was going to take care of it over the weekend. I was unplugged over the weekend. I went back to look and I'm like, you know what? Those points aren't part of January. I don't see it here yet. Looks like she didn't take care of her share card. So whose job is it to follow up, you guys? It's ours. We're the coach, right? We're driving the conversation. So I got in her inbox this morning. Hey, sister, I hope you had an awesome weekend. I'm so sorry. I unplugged quite a bit. I'm not seeing your order on my end. Did you end up doing it yet? Let me know so I can, so I can see if not, right? And I just let her know that I'm here. Well, it ended up that something happened this weekend and she wasn't able to do it. And so she took care of it this morning, right? But I drove the car. I drove the conversation. And I want you guys to be bold and brave that you can too, right? Like that is part of your job, is to drive these conversations and help guide them forward. So why systems? Why do I need an inviting system? Why can't I just invite people? When I've been sitting down in these one-on-ones, that's one of the questions I've been asking you guys. Okay, so what's your system? Like what happens when that person says they do want more info? What are you going to say? What are you going to tell them? Now you are equipped, right? You are equipped after tonight, and that file that's on the team page, it's been there for over a year now. You have that access to exactly, in general, the scripting that I use. You're busy, right? We're all busy. So if you're sending a bunch of invites out and let's say a bunch of people want information, how do you navigate that without getting overwhelmed? You also want to stay organized because you don't want people to fall through the cracks. This, for me, helps me also to not word vomit. It helps me not to give too much information too fast for people, because I had a bad habit of that when I first started coaching. Is I would just tell them, oh my God, you're going to love it. Everything, Shakeology. And then there's this workout and Shanti's crazy, but you're going to love him. And then and people are like, what? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about, right? You're not there yet. So I pace it out into chunks like this, into these little bite-sized steps, so that I'm not giving too much too fast. Also know, you guys, why have a system? Because successful coaches have systems. If you feel like you haven't gotten in a rhythm of hitting Success Club every month, I guarantee you do not have a process for how you invite. You're literally, like we said in the beginning of the call, throwing spaghetti at the wall and just praying that it'll stick and somebody will join you. That is a terrible, terrible strategy. Successful coaches have systems. So take tonight and adapt it to sound like you and work for you. If you don't have a form yet, a questionnaire, or a place to direct people for their goals, instead of taking the time to invite people tonight, take the time to make that tonight. If you don't have a process of an email that you send people when they say, yes, I'd love more info, again, go to the file section, to my invite process file, find the email that I have there for you guys, and go put it in your email so that it's canned and saved for anybody that wants more information, right? This is how it makes it easy to teach your coaches. What happens when your coaches come to you and say, what do I do once they want information? You can direct them to things like this, right? That's how you duplicate. And also, like I said, it helps you to know how to follow up with people, because everywhere in this system, people will stop. Your funnel will get stuck. It'll get blocked up. And nobody likes a blocked funnel. We want everyone to go through the funnel. I want you to go through the funnel that you either joined me or you didn't, but I don't want you to be stuck in the funnel somewhere. That's just frustrating. So this helps me know where people are stuck. Okay, I never sent them an email. They never gave me their email. That's where they're stuck. Or I sent them the email, but they never gave me their goals. We're stuck there. Or they sent me the goals. We started talking about it and I haven't heard back from them. right? And so it helps me know, where am I pushing that person next in the conversation? And so it just helps me work more efficiently when I'm following up with people as well.